Hey, brothers and sisters, what's up? This is the Reluctant Nabi back again. And Brother Dwight sent me this story, right? So I went and did some research and filled in a couple of blanks. All right. And if there was ever a time to illustrate that the H8 is real, as it comes to a BAW, especially when she gets into a position of authority within the oppressive Caucasian system, all right, this would be that case. A lot of Afro men have found white injustice at the hands of these BAWs. All right, I want you to understand that. So before we kick into this, let me greet everybody. Hororden hardu gudag ola oitabane vasas los bonjour mes amis keda bawani konnichiwa ni hani ama sani bonani jamba habarigani assalamu alaikum and shalom. Okay, so this BAW has a fit with the judge and gets in, just loses it in the courtroom. In the courtroom. The argument, the confrontation this BAW has with the judge is what made more news than the sentence this man got. Now, there's some background information and misinformation about all this. And I'll let you just figure a lot of that out. But there's a lot of moving parts in this story. So I'm going to break it down before we get into what really happened. Okay. This is the last thing I want to see if I was to go into a courtroom. I have never known a BW with authority over men, Afro men, given by the Caucasian system to be a friend to any BW, any Afro man. As a matter of fact, we don't even want to go into a restaurant. We don't want to go into stores and deal with them because we know we get subpar services out of everybody that they service for the most part. Now, I met some lovely BAWs that work in restaurants and stuff like that that are professional. But I understand that they are professional because they prize their position with the company and or restaurant that they're working for over the relationship with even their own family or the Afro male. We have come to know this. That's why you see the red pill, the MT movements. That's why you see all the male movements where we're just backing away from them, because they've been nothing but a danger to us from the time they were raising us to the time they were put in positions to mete down punishment on us for the way they raised us, if you really think about it. And some of us were able to break free only because we took different paths that separated us from the BAW for a period of time long enough to be trained as men. All right, so let's get that understanding. All right, so this is the prosecutor, Mrs. Lisa Lindsay. All right, and she goes ham on the judge at his questioning. She goes ham and she gets pissed because she wanted the book thrown at this dude. Now, we're going to break down what the judge was saying and how she took it. All right, so at this point, At this point, as I say, these are not on our team. The BAW is not on our team. She is on the team of the oppressor. And basically, it's like a competition for her in that she says, watch, I can oppress the Afro man better than you. I can destroy him from childhood up until he goes to the grave and make sure he get there early. Because we know no peace or any of that. I just put up a statistic that about the marriages, and they were looking at the marriage rates and the divorce rates, and it surprised me. It really did. But statistically, the worst person as far as divorces, even peace of mind and all of that stuff, right? 911 calls. The worst person we could marry as Afro men, if we were going to marry that, get that license, it's a BW as far as divorces. They divorce at a higher rate than any other race of women. They treat the Afro man worse than any other race of women. Understand this. And our union is more volatile and toxic because you got two people fighting for the position of the man, because they were trained to be the man, and that we, by our mothers, that we, the Afro man, is the enemy. And you will hear this come out of their mouths, that that's how their mom trained them. Be independent, strong, and not trust an Afro man. All right. These are the same women that are turning up, and that the system is making prosecutors and judges. Remember the dude, $30,000 in the rear for a child that everybody knew wasn't his? And the black female judge on the court tried to admonish him and told him he should be ashamed of himself by not wanting to pay child support for a child that isn't his. Now, when you watch these shows like the Fresh Show and stuff, you hear this theme over and over again, that the BW has choice. She gets to act like a SLU and fill out the rest. She gets to berate the Afro man, smack him, beat him, do anything. He can't do anything back because they're protected by the police with guns, right? Oh, and then they demand that he should be with them only. He shouldn't have any options. And they should wait, that we, the Afro men, should wait for them to get done being run through by every other race of men and thugs. And then when they're used up, then that's what they want to give us. And we're saying F no. All right. And they're taking it out on us in courts or any positions of authority they get. Now, watch this.
I notice you don't have a father listed on the PSI. You did not have a father?
He's not in my life. He resided with his father for a short period of time, but the housing condition was deplorable. He was taken from the father, if the court please, subsequently placed, and then returned to the biological mother.
Now, let me say this. So he was placed with the father, but the father was not fit to be a father. So why did the BAW choose him to sleep with? I'm telling you, they set us up for failure before birth. Why didn't they choose him to sleep with? Why did they choose him to sleep with? Why didn't they get a working man that had a suitable, oh, he's a lame. And a working man is not impressive to their friends. It got to be a thug. So the judge is taking all this into account, that this dude didn't have a chance. All right? Because the BAW do not care. They really don't give a damn about the child or the future of the child. All they give a damn about is some D. All right? So let's continue.
That's what you have needed in your life, as a father. Someone to discipline you. Someone to beat the hell out of you when you made a mistake. As opposed to allowing you or encouraging you to do it to somebody else. We've all been 19 years of age at some point in time in our lives. It might be different for a young lady, but for a young man, without the guidance of a father, being 19 years of age, I can understand how some of these problems have existed in the past.
That's no excuse, Judge. That is setting a low bar. There are plenty of young black males who live.
Uh-oh. Watch this take. Now understand exactly what he said. Rewind and listen to all the words that came out of the judge's mouth.
In the city of Detroit, who are raised by a single mother, who do not, I repeat, do not engage in criminal activity.
But most do. That's raised by the single mother. That's where most of your crimes are, in places that are raised by the single BAW, the single black mother. Let's just call it for what it is. That's what the statistics say.
There are plenty of young black males who do not have a father, who live in the city of Detroit, who do not come into court and lie to a judge. There are plenty of young black males who live in the city of Detroit who do not behave the way this man behaves. And the fact that he did not have a father, the fact that he is a young black male, does not give him the right to engage in criminal activity.
I notice you don't have a father listed on the PSI.
Now let me say something. Let me say something. That this woman sounds a lot like Joe Biden when he was doing the crime bill. We don't need to discuss how this came to this. We just need to throw them under a rock, throw away the key. Throw them away. Sounds eerily familiar, doesn't it? All right, here's where she goes off. And understand, this is why I say, brothers, they are not on our team. They are not on our side. And when they say they despise us, this is what I'm talking about. And this is what they mean. And this is for real. We just don't see it until we get in a position where they can damage us for the rest of our lives.
And the fact that he did not have a father, the fact that he is a young black male, does not give him the right to engage in criminal activity.
Did I at any time in what I was saying, when I was so rudely interrupted, use the term black?
It doesn't matter. We see.
Did I ever use that term?
You don't have to use that term, Judge. We can see. We all have eyes.
It doesn't
He
make any
is
difference
a
whether
young
the
black
person is
male in
black,
the city of
white,
Detroit.
yellow, or red.
It does not give him an excuse to go out and commit crimes, nor is it a reason to show him leniency.
Hold on. It doesn't give him an excuse to go out and commit a crime. But understand this, leniency. This is the first time in a while I've seen an Afro man get leniency. What do we hear about? We hear about how these women, mainly using child support and the R with the ape community, using that and putting Afro men behind bars, them and Caucasian women. All right, and look at how visceral she is.
Just because he did not have a father.
This woman was straight visceral. Straight visceral. She didn't want no leniency, right? They raised this. These are the women like her, that wanted their career. And you know, let's be honest. A lot of the women that's going in these highfalutin careers, they're the ones that's responsible for the 24 million to 60 million abortions that have gone on in the Afro community. All right? Oh, there is no love there. There is no love from these women. They get in these positions and they love these positions. They love, they're like, oh, now we can laud this system over the Afro men. We could get them young. We could destroy them in the womb. We can destroy them as soon as they get out of the womb. We can brainwash them until they get into adulthood. And then when we can't control their strength, we can call 911. This is what's going on, people. I told you, there is no love for us, not by them, period. F what they say. Look at their actions. Like I said, nothing matters to them more than a career and to fit in with an oppressive system. Because deep in their hearts for a while, under our noses, they have been our main oppressors. Not the white man per se, not the white woman, they have. Understand this. And then they raise simps to help them and to be their minions. Watch your backs. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you want to help out with this channel, my PayPal and Cash App link will be in the description box. With that said, I'm out.